if you want to buy eggs, go talk to the missus. Though consider yourself warned, you eat them at your own peril. No need to worry. The missus told me to say that to anyone asking after the eggs. Or grains, or veggies, or anything, really. So they know not to come crying if they find ears growing in unmentionable places. Not that it happens very often. Just, you know, what you see is what you get. Nothing wrong. Well, not at the moment. We'll see how the next crop comes in. It's been a bit hit and miss lately. The wheat was a nice surprise because, you know, it's the wrong season and we were worried about the glowing. But it turned out to be perfectly good wheat. On the other hand, the turnips were not so good. We fed them to the pig as we always do and it turned her inside out. Poor thing, eh? Maybe it's time to move the plots within the range of the weirdness repellents again. Aye, that we do. It was getting into the crops one way or the other, so why not use it, you know? You see, with the weirdness, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But the good has saved us from starving to death. I ate potatoes that looked like pig hearts and carrots that tasted like what standing in a field in the middle of the night feels like. All perfectly nice food. I say, it's better to have a meal that's a tiny bit different than what you're used to, than not to have one at all. Aye, it may be. But it's not like we got a long stretch to live, the missus and I. We didn't want to just lie down and wait for death. And I bet we ain't the only ones. What else are folks to do in this blasted weather? All ready for winter, but winter won't come. And if winter won't come, neither will spring. The last normal harvest came and went ages ago. I'm telling you, if not for the weirdness, we'd all be dead by now. And make my missus a widow? Pah! The whole area's full of monsters, and they sure ain't edible. We tried that once, and, well, let's just say we never tried it again. I see. You're with those Camelotians who want to run us out. We've already told your lot. We ain't going anywhere. If we die here, then so be it. And I ain't talking about it no more, so don't even try.
Another one? We've had enough strangers in Cuanacht. You lot bring nothing but trouble. Which ones do you want to hear about? The Camelotians who want to take Armenier and rob us of our land? Or the red priests knocking on everyone's door and dragging people out into the streets? We already had enough problems without all those prissy arseholes adding to them. Aye, more of them every day. And no just in the village either. I saw a few of the younger ones wandering around outside, looking for trouble. They say they're looking for people sick with the Red Death, but all they do is drag decent people out of their homes and haul them off to all mother knows where. And people still get taken by the plague, so what good are they? Bunch of quacks. The Camelotians are saying our Mynheer is dying. And when it goes out, we'll get snuffed by the weirdness. Vipers, the lot of them. Yvain brought them here a while ago to help with the Cuanacht. That's what he told us, anyway. And now? Now they want to take our Mynheer. Pah! Not just the Mynheer. They want to take everything. They're saying all the folks here will have to move. All mother only knows where. My old man won't hear a word of it. And you know what? I don't blame him. We've worked too hard. We've gone through too much to just leave everything behind. Aye, why no? Everyone says me auntie's girl got touched by the weirdness. But she's still here, ain't she? Besides, we know the weirdness. We live with it every day. If it kills me, then so be it. There's no much left for me in this world anyway. Our priestess, or rather, Yvain's priestess, because we haven't seen hide nor hair of her in ages. She took Ailey in, and that ended up being a blessing for us all. She might be a little odd with that eye of hers, but she's a sweet girl. Go talk to her and you'll see. I might be an old woman, but I am no one to gossip. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Makes no difference to me. They could promise me a palace and I still wouldn't leave. This farm belonged to my father, and it belonged to his father before him. When my older brother died, I promised Pa I would nae let this place fall to ruin. I hoped to pass this land on to my children, but, well, they ended up buried in it. It's only fair that I should rest here with them. I know some do. The two brothers from the neighboring farm, they can't wait to be rid of that place. But it's no wonder, with the life they've had there. Not to sound like an old woman, but I'd say their farm is cursed. You see, there's an old well on their field, right at the very edge. If you go there at night, you can hear something wailing and growling inside. Truth be told, if I were in their shoes, I'd have run for the hills ages ago. Ha! Welcome in, you say? When your lot just barges in and takes whatever you please. Like old Norm's woodshed. That got requisitioned by Camelot. They shoved some fancy paper in his face and said, "This is ours now." They say it's all fair because Norm got compensated. But what about us, huh? We lent Norm our best axe ages ago, and he left it in that bloody shed. Why? Huh. Maybe you do. But I don't trust folks who offer things for free. They always want something sooner or later. We may not have much, but we're honest folk. Bring me back that axe and I'll pay you. Just don't get caught. Eggs, some veggies. There's no much to spare, but we share what we can.
My, what a fine lad you are. Were I a touch younger, I'd consider running away with you. Reginald be damned. As you should be. I used to be quite the catch back in the day, you know. I didn't make it easy for Reginald to win me over, but he was always a stubborn man. It flattered me, that stubbornness. I should have listened to my mother when she told me a headstrong husband is just as bad as a lazy one. One does nothing, the other wants everything done his way. But I thought I knew better, and now, here I am. Every marriage has its ups and downs, especially one that's lasted as long as ours. We worked hard our whole lives, raised our children right. I had hoped for a little peace at the end of the road, but now they say the weirdness is coming, and my husband insists we stay. I know I don't have much time left, but there are better ways to die than in the fog. It is hard. I'm not saying it's not, but we wouldn't be begging for the kindness of strangers. We have a son in Burrow. He already wrote and said he'd take us in. But Reginald said no, and that was the end of it. Take care out there.
Stay out of my way. Huh? Who goes there? You're not from round here, are you? Whatever you've got to say, I'm not interested. I'm not going anywhere. Good, because I won't. And make sure it stays that way. Love? Nah, it's a shithole. All my life I've watched it turn into a dump, and it only got worse without lordling at the helm. But I gave everything I had to this land. We've had good years, sure. But we've also had years when we went hungry for days so our kids wouldn't starve. The weirdness. Just another storm to weather. Everything'll turn out fine in the long run. And you've been through many droughts in your life. If you had, you'd know there's nothing simple about them. You just stand there and watch your crops die, praying for rain that never comes, wondering if your children are strong enough to survive this one. And the fat years aren't much better. You grow tall crops, and then you gotta strain your ears for straw children skulking around at harvest, until the weirdness can make work in the land any worse than it already is. Mora's always been a worrywart. If anything goes awry, it's the end of the world for her. And don't even get me started on the nagging. Everything'll be fine. It always is, in the end. Besides, we won't be alone. Reese and Ida are staying, and they know how to work around the weirdness better than anyone. And do what? Fart into a bench and mooch off my children? I'd rather die than become the kind of father who turns into a burden. As long as I can lift a hoe, I'll work the fields. And if I can't do that anymore, then what good am I? No, I won't become a useless old man. I'd rather keel over here and now. Huh.
Come on. We can't sell Daisy. We're gonna need her.
What we're going to need is money, and she'll fetch a good price.
We still need to move somehow, don't we? She could pull the cart.
We have Clover for that. Look, I know how much this horse means to you, but I've already talked to Dinholm. He's willing to pay a lot of gold for her.
But what if we...
No, Gil. Enough. We're selling her, and that's that. If If you're interested in buying a horse, look somewhere else. This one's spoken for. She'll be going all the way to Camelot. Aye. Man's name is Denholm. Seems important. Lots of men with him. They're here for the minute. Haven't you heard? They're moving everyone. Something to do with that Menhir of ours. Don't really care either way. As long as they keep their promises and give us a better place to live. Aye, and Morin Pa would rather us alive somewhere else than dead here. Don't know yet, but we're strong and we're not afraid of hard work. I'm a decent carpenter, and Gil is good with horses. I'm sure we'll find something for ourselves. That's one way of putting it. This farm belonged to our grandfather. My parents were tending it, but he was the one in charge. Both Ma and Pa died when Gil was still small. That left us with just dear old Grandpa. And he was a nasty piece of work. Drunk most of the time. Built like a barn door. That's something Gil got from him, I guess. He liked beating me to a pulp and telling me I was worthless. I remember he had this belt with a heavy iron buckle, shaped like a horse's head. He got it for his service as the master of horses at Warriors' Fair. Man, that one hit hard. Shame the old codger took it with him to his grave. I wish I could have kept it. So when I'd see some lowlife beating their kid, I could use it on them just like Grandpa taught me. Aye, it was. Until one day, Gil told me that he saw Grandpa pissed drunk and walking into the woods. I prayed that someone would just eat the old bastard. And I guess for the first time in my life, my prayers were answered. And what? Let him die to the weirdness? Are you insane? I've not spent years of my life making sure he doesn't get killed just to stop now. Besides, Camelot's not asking. You either leave with everything you own, or they'll make you leave with only the clothes on your back. Sure, are you? You willing to pay 300 gold? Fine, you have a deal. Denholm will need to find himself a different mare. Have a good day.
Are you looking to buy the mill? It's seen better days, that's for sure. Even when my good-for-nothing father was alive. It needs work, but everything does if you want it to be worth something, right? Oh, my father owned the mill once. Then after he passed, my brother took it, then his children, then theirs. As for me, I died as the miller's daughter, for the terrible crime of being the miller's daughter. The truth is, I don't remember my name. It's been so long since anyone living has spoken it. It was stupid. You see, my father was a drunkard who liked to brag, and the more he drank, the more he bragged. The problem was, not a single word he said was ever true. And for some reason, he decided to tell people I could spin gold from straw. That ridiculous rumor made its way to King Sagramore. He locked me in a cell full of straw and told me it had to be spun into gold by morning. Well, what do you think happened? I sat in that cell, choking on the stench of rotting straw, and cried. Then I screamed myself hoarse, begging someone, anyone, to let me out. By morning, my throat was dry as parchment and full of dust. But when the first rays of sunlight streamed through the tiny window, I cried again. I remember shaking all the way to the block, but my last thought was of my father, and oh, it was vicious. I don't know. One moment I was dead, and the next, well, I was still dead, but I was home again. It was like looking through a veil, still in this world, yet no longer part of it. Every beam and plank so familiar, yet not. He hanged himself, right there from that beam. I visited him, in dreams and in the waking world, until he couldn't take it anymore. I overheard someone say it must have been the guilt of my death gnawing at him. Stupid people. He wouldn't have felt a shred of guilt if I hadn't reminded him. First of all, he wasn't a king. He just liked calling himself that. Now that I think about it, surely that wasn't allowed, was it? He was a small, jittery man, yet in that cell, he loomed so large over me. I wonder, did he too lose his head for claiming to be something he was not? I'm not sure. I've seen the sun rise and set so many times. I stopped counting. What would be the point? Time means nothing to me. Through the cracks in the walls, I watched the seasons change. I listened to the millstones turn, until one day, it all stopped. The mill, the seasons, now everything is so still, death-like, almost. It was beautiful, actually. The fields shimmered pale gold in the sun, carrying the scent of warm dust and ripe grain. The whitewashed walls made the town glow. And the men here, I always liked our men here, you know. It looks a bit frightening, but it always felt warm. It used to, at least. Now it feels more like me with each passing day. Help? Why would I need help? I'm fine. Nothing hurts. I can see everything through the windows and the cracks in the walls. I can watch the mice in the corner all day, and no one scolds me for lazing around. I'm content. But it's kind of you to ask. People don't always care about the well-being of strangers, especially ones who are already dead. If you hear someone whispering from the mill, don't be afraid. It's only me. I wonder what will happen to me when the weirdness comes. I'm made of nothing, so maybe nothing. I mean, can the weirdness make something out of nothing? Careful out there. The world's grown a lot stranger than it used to be.
What a nice day. Always a pleasure to see you. Hey there, traveler. Better not go much further tonight. Strange things tend to assail our lands with the wilderness on the rise. Oh, it's quite the lineup out there. We've got creeping shadows and gnashing beasts that start to lurk as soon as the sun dips. They're more than just ghost stories now. They're right on our doorstep, and they seem to get bolder with each passing night. And miss all the action? No way. The folks here are stubborn, won't leave their lands. They need protection, and I'm here to give it. Plus, I get to be on the front lines if anything happens. Sure thing, I've got fire arrows. They work wonders against those creatures. It seems like they hate fire even more than I love the thrill of a good skirmish. I can part with some for a few coins. Helps you, helps me. That makes the night watch feel less like a chore and more like preparation for the big leagues.
We've harvested some good crops lately. Ah! You really did! Camelot didn't give you any trouble? Huh. Maybe there was something to all those tales about Norm after all. He always seemed so polite. Helped my Reese figure out the best way to grow wheat outside the repellers. It just goes to show you never really know your neighbors, eh? Well, here's the payment I promised, and some freshly picked veggies, too. Difference? Sure, it's brighter, safer maybe, but let's not pretend this fixes everything. The weirdness isn't going anywhere. It's just waiting for its next chance. Those lanterns are a patch, not a cure. The weirdness didn't just take our fields. It took our neighbors, our friends. You canna fix that with lanterns. Don't think I'm not grateful. I am. But it's hard to celebrate when you know it won't last. These lanterns may keep the crops safe, but they won't bring back what we've lost. And don't expect me to start singing the Red Church's praises. Ha! I'd sooner thank the chickens for laying eggs than thank a red priest for anything. Difference? The weirdness? Don't think I'm not grateful. I am. These lanterns make... And don't expect...
Yeah, they're doing their job. For now. But let's not kid ourselves. This is a delay, not a solution. We've got time to think, and that's about it. I've seen enough to know this place isn't safe. Staying means taking a gamble, and I'm not a fan of bad odds. We should leave while we still can. If it gets worse, we'll have no choice but to leave. I just hope we'll have something worth bringing with us when that time comes. What? Where the hell did you get that? A weird beast? So what does that mean? Grandpa got drunk, fell into the well, and got turned into a monster? Ha! That would have been rich. But strange. Gil swore that he saw him walking into the woods. Why? Do you think he saw something and was afraid to tell me? Maybe. He was acting a little strange, but... I was in bad shape that day, so I didn't care either way. I don't think we've ever talked about it afterwards. No matter. As long as the old fart's dead, I don't care how it happened. Would he? Maybe. I don't know. I don't see the point in dragging up the past. Though, perhaps that's what Gil needs to finally let go of this place. Anyway, thanks for this. And for clearing out the well, I guess. We don't have much, but I hope this will be enough for your trouble.
Please, take good care of Daisy. She was orphaned as a foal, so I pretty much raised her myself. Trust me, she's the best horse you'll ever have. I guess. I've spent a lot of time with him. Rob would always send me to the stables when I was getting underfoot. He'd say, "Gil, you go to the stables and don't you show your face again until I tell you." I guess I must have been an annoying kid. I do. Pa had to borrow money from Grandpa to buy it, and he had to work so hard to prove that he deserved it. After he and Ma passed away, Rob kept on working, and I did my best to help. Grandpa was, well, I don't know. I didn't see much of him in those days. And now we're supposed to just leave after everything. It feels like we're letting him down. He never seemed so bad to me. Well, like I said, he didn't bother me too much. If he was in a good mood, he'd even show me a thing or two around the stables. Though that didn't happen often. But I suspect things might have been different for Rob. It does give you some hope, doesn't it? The lanterns make it feel like the farm can breathe again, even if it's just for a while. That's more than we've had in years. I get where Rob is coming from, but this place is home. It's where our parents tried to build their lives. Leaving feels like giving up on everything they worked for. Take care of yourself. And Daisy.
I know. He loves this place, and he loves his horses. I'd rather just forget all about it. Gil's memories of this farm are different from my own, and I only have myself to blame. Mind you, I don't regret any of it, but it sure doesn't make things easier with him. Have a good day. Be careful.
Until...
So, you finally arrived. Or is it the two of you? It's a pleasure to meet you. Call me Maggot. I don't like that other name Denholm and his men insist on using. I don't know, and that bothers me a lot. But I sense something lurking inside you. Something quite terrifying, I must say. All I'm sure of is that you've been exposed to vast quantities of the weirdness and survived. And that's rare. Let's say I have certain skills when it comes to magic. Weird lanterns? Oh, sure, I know about them. They're everywhere these days. Simple tools to keep the weirdness at bay. But how to make them? That's where things get tricky. I used to know. I had the recipe from my old master back when I was a proper druid. But it's been years, and my memory's not what it used to be. Sold the recipe, too. Gave it to a merchant named Alwyn. He's got a thing for druidic artifacts, though you won't hear him bragging about it in public. If you want that recipe, you'll have to deal with Alwyn. But don't expect it to come cheap. He guards his treasures like a dragon hoarding gold. Yes, the Menhir. It responded to your presence. It reacted to you. And that's unusual. It means big changes are coming to our small Cuanacht. Do you know why all those Camelot troops are here? That's right. Unfortunately, they believe that by gathering all the dying Menhirs and placing them around Camelot, they'll stand a fighting chance against the oncoming weirdness. But they don't know. Or they don't want people to know that a Menhir is nothing but a piece of rock, unless it has been ignited by a special ritual. And if they were ignited once, they can be rekindled again. You see where I'm going with this? No. I want you to rekindle the Menhir in Cuanacht. I'm too old to play a hero, but I can help you become one if you care about things like that. And I, for once, would like to stand on the right side of history. That's the problem, you see. I don't have one. The moment the Menhir reacted to you, I felt something. As if a piece of my brain was trying to tell me something. But I couldn't quite reach it. I suddenly remembered about the Menhir rites, the ritual I told you about, and that there were 2 scrolls that contained it. But where are they? How do I even know that? That's lost on me. So, it looks like we'd have to take a little trip into the recesses of my memory, literally. Well, not literally. As entertaining as that sounds, you won't be dissecting me. I'm talking about a journey into the subconscious, not an anatomy lesson. Just a bit of mushroom potion and poof, you're on your way. Safest option we've got, relatively speaking. Do you think I want somebody wandering around in my brain, looking for memories I decided to bury? I like your eagerness, but I don't exactly have the materials required for this particular kind of potion on me. It's not like I'm letting people inside my mind every day, you know. Here's what we'll need in order to make this thing work. Just grab these and bring them back and we'll see what happens. Let's see. The raspberries. We'll save those for later. Very nutritious. Perfect for the after effects. Nutrition is key, my brave friend. I'll make jam so delicious it'll knock your boots off. You'll thank me later. Wait and see. Now, it's time for us to embark on this shared journey into the self. See you on the other side.
Silly mushrooms. They whisper behind your back again. How did you lose your name? Did the fire take it?
A drink a day keeps the clarity away.
You just wanted to save your life. It would have happened anyway.
Coward!
Wait! Just wait! There must be another way! Take me instead! Leave them alone! They didn't deserve this! Please! Let them go! Please! Wait! Just wait! There must be... Oh, the king himself! I am unworthy. Oh, forgive me. How wretched I am. Yes, maggots, but I am a worthless maggot. You are here to help? The maggots cannot be helped. The worthless maggot betrayed its family. It ate their carrion. There are no more druids. There is no Murig. What is left is the maggot. I ate them. The vile maggot ate the druids, then ate Murig. And now the maggot is all that's left. The maggot was born when Murig pointed to where his brothers were. Yes, and thus the maggot was born. The maggot doesn't deserve to live. Would you like to kill the maggot? The maggot doesn't want to live. Murig gave birth to the maggot. The maggot ate Murig. But the maggot doesn't want to live. Kill the maggot! But the maggot doesn't want to live. It doesn't deserve mercy. It doesn't deserve forgiveness. Kill the maggot! The maggot doesn't know if it can. The maggot wants this pain to end. Kill the maggot! Murig is here, inside the maggot. Murig was silent until now. Murig notices your presence. Murig is awakening. The maggot will try. It will seek Murig inside itself and talk to him. Murig should be wiser than the maggot. Oh, there you are. What a journey it was, huh? And that King Arthur at the very end. That I did. If I remember correctly, I was trying to convince him to kill me, but I didn't really want it. I just couldn't speak. because it kind of wasn't me. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because the wise king was wiser than me. He didn't let me die. He just said, actually, I don't remember what he said, but I feel like I've spent ages in icy water, and now I can finally warm myself by the fire. Now, the world is going to change. My world, at least. And that's all thanks to you. I am eternally grateful for that. Oh, it helped, believe me. A good trip shakes things loose I've forgotten. Things I didn't even know I knew. And it turns out it's not a scroll, but a tablet split in half. One part was guarded by the druids, and the other was taken by the priestesses for safekeeping. A smart move, considering that back in the day, both the druids and the priestesses held equal power in this region. I know where you can find the part that belonged to the druids. At Sagramor's castle. He wasn't exactly a pleasant fellow, and I have no idea how the druidic half of the tablet ended up in his possession. About 200 years ago, his castle literally sank underground, and all that remains are some grim legends. But my subconscious doesn't lie. My master etched Sagramor's name onto it, so it must be the only place where that part of the tablet could be. You'd have to ask Nianti about that. She's much more knowledgeable when it comes to all that priestess stuff. Ailey's a good girl, but she's up to her elbows in work, and I doubt she's had time to dig deeper into the history of their order. So, that leaves Nianti as your best option anyway. They say he dreamed of becoming the next King Arthur, and did everything he could to live up to the name. Along the way, he encountered 3 witches posing as druids who promised him eternal life. It's likely they were quite powerful, and Sagramor struck a deal with them because, as I mentioned, one day his kingdom simply vanished from the surface of Avalon. Many adventurers have tried to find his castle. After all, how could such a massive structure just disappear? But, as you can imagine, none ever succeeded. I can only hope you will. Most of the old scriptures point to the north of Cuanacht, near the old water dam. Of course, near could mean 1 mile or 10. Druids weren't exactly known for precise directions. Still, that's your best bet. You'll know you're close when the air feels heavy, like the past is still clinging to the place. That's how it usually is with old druid stuff.
face every threat. I'll strike you down. I will be your downfall.
Be careful.
Stay out of my way. Need anything else? And
Good day to you.
You doing okay?
Got money? I've got elixirs. You finished quicker than I expected. Let me take a look. Daffodil and Mandrake. Not the finest batches I've ever seen, but they'll do. As for the Straw Child skulls, exquisite. Truly an excellent selection. My congratulations. And the Phase Blood. A rare one. Perfect. It seems that's everything. As promised, I'll join the Merchants' Union in that investment and lend my resources to the hospital. I must say, it's satisfying to know the Red Priests won't get their claws on it.
Always a pleasure to... Hello again. I've got everything you didn't know you needed. Weird lantern recipe. That's an interesting claim. I assure you I've never dealt in such peculiar items. Now, if that is all, I'm a busy man. Good day. Now, if there's nothing else, I really must return to my business. Take care out. Always a pleasure to see.
Got money?
Weird lantern. Now, if there's not... It's been... Hello there. Weird. Now, I see we've abandoned civility. Very well, you've made your point. Although I warn you, a reputation is easily lost. Fine, take the blasted thing. But don't... Safe journey. Good day. We're now if... Well, I suppose it's no harm to admit I may have come across something like that. But why should I part with it? A collector must guard his treasure carefully, after all. Still, your appreciation for fine things is noted. Perhaps we can make a deal. If it's quality you...
Oh, hello there.
Ha! Look who's back! You should have seen me yesterday. I haven't felt this strong in years. Turns out Ailey's tea wasn't just goat food after all. I combined it with a bit of exercise, like she said, and here I am, fit as a fiddle. Guess the All-Mother still has plans for these old bones. Thanks for steering me right. Sometimes it's the simplest things that do the most good, eh?
Yes?
I'll await your return.
You've returned. How fortunate for both of us. Goodbye.
Yes, I've already heard about the fields. They're glowing like beacons in the dark. Well done, truly. Here's your reward. You've not only helped the farmers, but you've also helped me ensure that this town has a fighting chance. Of course, there's more to this than just glowing fields and happy farmers. You see, the men here staying here is strategically important. Cuanacht is a perfect transfer point for us. Priests, supplies, knowledge, all flowing to the island asylum. If the men here were moved, or if its strength were undermined, we'd lose that advantage. And believe me, the church doesn't give up advantages lightly. So, yes, helping the farmers improves our standing. But don't mistake it for charity. We need this town stable. For now, anyway. You've done well, but remember, everything here serves a greater purpose. A noble sentiment, I'll give you that. But safety is fleeting, my friend. It's the forces behind the safety, the ones pulling the strings, that truly matter. Still, you're right. The people are safe, and that's not nothing. Now, given that you've proven yourself eager to help the people of Cuanacht, can I ask you for one more thing? A small favor, just for me this time. That's what I like to hear. Simple, practical. This is for Lily, a really religious girl not far from here. I'd go myself, but my duties keep me tethered. Deliver it to her and you'll have my gratitude. And my coin.
Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
Haven't seen you at prayers lately. What's wrong? Finally figured out Kai's blessing doesn't shine on two-faced harlots?
Is that why you're here, Ludger? Really? If it is, then get out of my house.
What? You think I came here to bring news from your lover? I don't know who you've been spreading your legs for. But if you tell me, I'll happily let him know you're waiting for him like the hussy you are.
Shut up! You're disgusting. I only let you in because we're supposed to be brothers and sisters in the word. But if this is how you act, you're not welcome here. Now piss off.
This isn't over, Lily. The truth will come out, whether you like it or not.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to see that. Ludger is... not the best of us. Is there anything I can help you with? I've been better. Some days I feel like the prophet is testing me. I'm trying to walk my path, but it seems to be made of hurdles. I do. Why? Is that so odd? the prophet has always felt more tangible, you know? The priestesses always say that the All-Mother guides and watches over us, but I've never felt it. Now, the prophet teaches that we are to walk our path and listen to the word, and everything that happens is just a part of our pilgrimage. With every step, we move closer to the truth. It makes me feel more grounded, like my life has meaning no matter what happens. I don't know. You see, the Red Church has been holding these meetings for people in Cuanacht interested in the way of the word, and I really like them. Brother Phobius or Brother Vitus usually share the prophet's teachings and then lead us in prayer. Ludger attends as well, but he's very zealous. I think he wants to become a Red Priest, though how following me around and yelling obscenities is supposed to help with that, I have no idea. A letter from Brother Phobius. Let me see. Oh. So he's not coming. Bollocks! Stupid bastard! What am I supposed to do now? I can't wait much longer. I'm not sure. This is so embarrassing. But if Phobius gave you that letter, it means he finds you trustworthy, right? Right. So, Phobius and I, we love each other. We've been meeting in secret for a while now, and I'm pregnant. I haven't told him yet. I was really hoping he'd come today, but he didn't. Ludger did. Like a damn hound sniffing out my misfortune. Now I can't go to Phobius, and I can't go to Nyonte because that moron will be following me around, causing a scene. She has those herbs for women when they're in trouble. I really want to keep this baby, but I doubt Phobius will want it, and I can't raise it on my own. Cuanacht is small, and the people here, well, you've met Ludger. I wouldn't have a moment of peace. I don't even want to think about how they'd treat my baby. I'd rather end it now than let it live a miserable life. I really want to tell him, but now, I don't know. I'm not sure it'll change anything. I just want this to be over. And go where? With what? I have no family left, and I barely have enough to get by as it is. Should I risk my child starving to death with no roof over our head? How is that any better? I'd like there to be, I think. But I don't even know where to start. Who would take in a mother and her child? People aren't that kind. I've heard the Temple of the All-Mother used to help with things like this before it changed. But that was a long time ago. Still, if you do find something, another option, I'd be grateful to know. I don't want that either. But you don't know the people here like I do. They won't offer help, only judgment. And it's not just me I'm worried about. My child would be treated as an outcast. I might have made a stupid mistake, but no one else should suffer for it. Thank you. I hope I'll feel better once it's over.
Spare a coin for the hungry. Have some spare food or coin? Anything else? Spare a coin for the hungry.
Oh, you look quite serious. Did something happen? What? How is that even possible? Stop! I know how it happened, obviously. It's just... This is a lot to process. I wasn't expecting to hear this today. I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. Ah, I see. That might be for the best. I can't raise a child with her, and offering any kind of support is out of the question. Sooner or later, someone would find out, and it would risk more than just my life. Thank you for telling me. Could you leave me alone now? I need some time to think about all of this.
Back again? Well.
sun doesn't rise the same anymore.
Could use some... What are you poking around here for? You're one of them, aren't you? You better sod off, or else.
Calm down, Bryn. No one would be so stupid as to show up here after making such a mess. You'll have to excuse Bryn. None of us are in the best of moods lately. Someone has been sabotaging our equipment for the past few weeks, and it looks like it's a professional job. They seem to know perfectly well how to make life difficult for us. And after what happened last time, my people have had enough. They refuse to work. They don't want to risk their health. The bandits used to come at night, destroy our equipment, and then disappear. But last time, they beat one of the guards unconscious. Poor sod was just lying there, like a tenderized steak for the whole night. He lost a lot of blood. And when we finally managed to wake him up...
It turned out that Aedwin wasn't himself anymore. His head was all messed up. Bastards.
Yes, he was delirious. Kept seeing strange things. He thought we wanted to hurt him. Bandits, probably. Or rebels from Cuanacht. Although at this point, they're one and the same. The workers refuse to keep working. Not only do they feel threatened, but... well, there's no denying that not everyone from Cuanacht is happy about what we're doing here. I can understand them, in a way. We made them destroy their own land.
They should just give up. If they piss Denham off, it's not going to be pretty.
Bryn, calm down, please. Remember why we're doing this. It's for their own good.
And we have our orders, for which we are held accountable. It's us or them. We have to catch those scumbags.
Something needs to be done, that's for sure. But for now, we wait. Denholm doesn't want to give us any more guards. So, if you want to earn some money, we could use your help. One of the workers claims to have seen the direction those thugs ran. They're familiar with the area. They mentioned a cave. I'm not sure if this is a good lead, but it's worth checking out. So, what'll it be? That's good to hear. If you discover anything, come back to me, eh? I'll send someone to Denholm with a report. Good luck.
Thanks. Sure. 10 gold coins. That's all I have. Did they know? I highly doubt it. Besides, I know these gauntlets. They're not sold. They're handed out by the quartermaster. Ulick paid shit for them. Oops. Fine. Yes, there's a story. An inside joke, you might say. So, one day, I'm on duty, and my stomach's a mess. Nature called, so I answered. Found some bushes. You know the drill. Only then did I realize there was nothing usable afterwards. No cloth on me, no leaves. Well, you get the idea. I had to use the gauntlets. When Ulick found out, he couldn't stop laughing. Ever since, whenever we're stationed apart, he finds a way to send me a new pair of gauntlets. This is my 3rd pair so far. I wonder what he tells Shinna to get yet another set out of her. That's the whole story. You can go now. That's because Ulick's a good friend. He wouldn't embarrass me, not even in front of strangers. But I was so damn bored, I figured, why not be honest with you? And I really wanted to see the look on your face. Worth it. Absolutely priceless. Sure. Thanks for the gauntlets.
What's left for someone like me?
Ah, hello there. You look familiar. Yeah, you're Sioran's kid, aren't you? Yeah, that's it. You look a lot like him. Yeah, sorry about your father, but trust me, those priests mean well. They took him to the island asylum to cure him. He'll return whole and healthy. What are you doing here? Did the Camelotians drag you to work here too? Those thugs messed up that poor sod from Camelot pretty bad. Really? I could have sworn you were his kid. Oh well, my mistake. In that case, good for you. Sioran's a terrible bastard and a swindler. They brought in machines and soldiers to keep order. You must have seen them. I don't know if you've heard, but they're planning to move us to Camelot. They say it has something to do with the men here and the weirdness, but I don't buy it. Sounds like utter crap to me. I say they should back off and stop sticking their noses where they don't belong, eh? Or they might smell something their royal noses aren't prepared for. Right, that's me. There's this cave dug out by the Cuanacht folk about 100 years ago. My old man told me it was meant to be a shelter in times of war or some other disaster. Yeah, I was there a couple of times when I was a kid. It used to be safer back then. Now it's all but abandoned. If you ask me, that's exactly where those folks who beat up the guard could be hiding. Sure.
Need anything? Sorry, I don't have much time to talk. I have lots of work to do. With all the sabotage lately, we're already behind schedule. I was hoping we'd be getting ready to head out to Borough by now. Now, I'm not even sure it'll happen. Wouldn't surprise me if Camelot just took the men here and left the rest of us behind. I wouldn't put it past them. The people here are stubborn and ungrateful, and Lord Yvain's been dragging his feet on making a real decision. There's only so much Camelot will tolerate before deciding we're not worth the trouble. Wait, actually, could you do me a favor? It's nothing major. Could you drop by my house and let my wife, Enora, know she'll have to pick up my wages from Sign again? I won't be able to make it on time in the next few days. I'll mark the directions on your map. Thanks for the help.
Getting restless.
You survived that! What a win!
Hmm? Who's there? What do you want? We're just sitting here, not bothering anybody, so there's no need to bother us. Bran? Ha! I've been wondering how that old harpy's doing. We haven't seen each other in a while. You can go. If you know our sister's name, that means you survived meeting her. That's enough for me to let you pass by. And? How do you like it here? Not bad, is it? Working hard. We're gathering people. But we don't need anything from you. You've got some guts. Walking right up to a pair of Dalrita without even flinching. Well, well.
Impressive, indeed.
We're Dalrita. We make sure that the Camelot scum infesting Cuanacht don't even dare to think about heading south. Imagine a Camelotian who's also a deserter. Unbelievable. Even Grindylows have their honor, unlike those scum. And catching a deserter? Now that's a real treat. We do what any honorable warrior would do with deserters. We help Camelot get rid of their cowards. You could say those vermin owe us a debt. Thanks to us, they're well fed, and Denham pays us handsomely. A Camelot legate. He commands the rabble you see swarming in Cuanacht. He's decent enough, and he pays a good price for deserters' scalps. Aye, there are. We've been here for 2 years now, and are multiplying like vermin.
It all seemed innocent at first. They were just supposed to help the local lord to mine resources.
Ha, sure. And those nitwits from Cuanacht fell for it like naive children. So when the troops arrived, they were caught completely off guard. The Red Priests came along with the troops, and then, out of nowhere, the Red Death resurfaced. Even now, as the Camelotians aim to take the Menhir, the village is torn. Some want to go to Camelot, others want to stay. It's a complete mess in there, Mathea help me.
She won't. The goddess doesn't like people like us.
Shut your mouth. You're flapping your gums like a wench in a brothel. Anything else? Or will you be on your way? Good hunting.
Don't bother.
Your wits about you.
I've had worse.
Careful. This place remembers everything. What's on your mind? It's unrelated to your task, but since you're curious, this is the statue of the Morning Harpist, built in the memory of the twin sisters from the court of Sagramore, the former ruler of Cuanacht and its lands. Legend has it that one sister killed the other out of jealousy for her talent. They also say that if you camp here at night, you might hear the wailing of the betrayed sister. But with the weirdness so thick, who'd camp here at night? The inn at Cuanacht is far more welcoming. That's all I know. But if you ever come across the remnants of the royal geographers, they might be able to tell you more. I'd like you to find Calum and bring me his research. He's a former guild member and a cruel man. He took the idea of life as a form of energy a little too much to heart, and it's made him potentially dangerous. We expelled him and cut him off from our resources, but, as you might guess, that didn't slow him down for long. We don't know the details, but I doubt it's anything good, or humane. From what I hear, he's gone completely mad and started experimenting on humans. He always claimed it's the only way to unlock the spark of life, but practicing necromancy is, of course, strictly forbidden by the guild. Personally, I'd like to treat him the way he treats his test subjects. That's just my own view on the matter. The guild only wants information on what he's doing. It'd be best if you didn't get yourself killed while gathering it. The owls are hooting that he's holed up in some hut at the swamps. But knowing that lunatic, he won't be doing his experiments anywhere out in the open. What's the ask? May Math